Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday and as promised I did a makeup tutorial for you guys. I chose a purple and dark smoky eye look and I did a pale lip, and I would love for you to stick around and see how I did it, so if you're interested please keep watching. Bye guys. Okay, so the first thing I do is moisturize my skin, and for that I use Oil of Olay Active Hydration Cream. So this just enables the makeup to go on a little smoother, I think. I rub it all over. My forehead, eyelids, everywhere. Okay, after I moisturize my skin, I go in with my foundation. Now, you can either use one or two. I like to blend mine. So the first thing I use is the Revlon Color Stay 24-hour. In what color is this? I don't even know. I'm so bad. 240 medium beige. Take a little bit. I'm so non-frills here, and I rub it on my skin. A lot of people like to use the beauty blender. I personally do sometimes, but for this part of the makeup, I like to use my fingers. And I rub it on pretty generously. I mean, this isn't a full coverage foundation, but it definitely gives some coverage. So, I apply it everywhere. Around the nose. And down on my neck a little bit. Just good to blend everywhere. Okay, a little bit on the forehead. Not too much up here though, because I have those 11 lines, those little wrinkles, and I don't like to get it inside there, so I'm very light on that spot. Okay, so that's on. On top of this, I like to use the Revlon Color Stay Whipped. Show you what that looks like. And this is in the color 370 Natural Tan. It's really kind of thick. I mean, you could turn it upside down and nothing's coming out. So I just take a little bit of that on my finger. And because it's so thick, I just tap it on. And then I blend it in just like I did the other stuff. And again, if you have the beauty blender, feel free to use that if that's what you like to do. I don't necessarily like to do that, but this is the one I have. I'm going to show you. I have the mini one. You wet it a little bit. I like to use this end. And I just pat it in. That's pretty much it. Nothing fancy. There's my cat Beamer with a hairball. You right, B? Alright, once I do that, I don't really have black circles under my eyes, but I do like to use this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is actually the, this isn't the one that's for your skin tone. This is the eraser. It's kind of like on the pinkish side, as opposed to, I'm more olivey complected. But I take this, I like to just do 1, 2 little dab, 1, 2 little dab. That's it. Then I just pat it in. I don't honestly think that this makes a whole lot of difference in the makeup look itself when it's finished. But I jumped on the bandwagon like last year when everybody else was buying it, and I've been using it ever since, so I don't know. I guess it does make a little bit of a difference, but nothing crazy. I just pat it on in. And there you go. Alright. The next thing I do is set my foundation, and I am a MAC Studio Fix addict. This is what it looks like. I use two different colors. I use NC40, and I'll show you what it looks like. That's the color. Looks kind of weird on camera, but it definitely matches my skin tone. The brush I use is the e.l.f. flat top shader brush, powder brush. And I just put it in, give it a little tap, and then I just tap it in. And this helps set all of that liquid foundation and just put on. Blend it onto my neck a little bit, and there you go. Then I go for my MAC Studio Fix NC42. Now this one I like to use in the summer because it's got more of an olivey color. I don't know if it's true on camera or not, but you might be able to see it once I put it on. So I put this on top. Now it does come with a powder puff, like a spongy puff, I don't know, a little sponge thing. I don't use that because I find that it's too thick of an application when I put it on. And that's pretty much the foundation. Definitely gets rid of some of the redness in the skin, but I don't know, it definitely gives it a flawless look. You'll see. Okay guys, so I'm gonna work on the eye. The first thing that I'm gonna use is my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And what I do is I just pat it on the eye. And this is definitely the trick to keeping your eyeshadow on all day. It's good to have a little bit of a liquid base. Sometimes I use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Sometimes I use concealer, but for the most part, the Soft Ochre Paint Pot is my favorite. I also use Painterly on occasion. That's another color that MAC makes, but Soft Ochre for me seems to be the best for my eyes. My skin tone, I'm working on the other eye now. Let's just get that on all over the lid, up to the brow bone. Sorry for the hair in the way here, guys. Let's see. And that's pretty much it. I love to use my fingers as a tool. I'm not big on brushes until I get to the eyeshadow part. So I also like to put a little bit under the eye. If you put it under the eye, when you go to put your eyeshadow underneath, it'll have something to stick to. And I will show you what I mean in just a second. Now I'm going to go to the other side. And there you go. So the paint pot is on both eyes. Okay. So here it is. I got the MAC paint pot on both eyes, and for today's eye look, I think I'm going to do something that I usually do because I feel like it goes with my skin tone and my eyes. Being that I have olive skin and brown eyes, purples are a great way to make your eyes pop. So for this particular eye look, I'm going to start off with the famous Naked palette by Urban Decay. One of my favorite things. In case you're unfamiliar with it, it's got a lot of neutral tones, some shimmery, some matte. We pretty much all know what this is by now. It's been out for quite a while. So usually what I do is the first color that I take is Sin. I just dip my MAC. This is my MAC flat shader brush. Dipping it in, tapping it off, and I'm going to go in. Let's see, which eye should I work? Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. How's that? Okay, so I'm going to just pack it on the lid. Flip it over because I was on the wrong side. And just pack it on, and if you need a little more, feel free to use a little more. I really like this color as a lid color because, like I said, the purple tones definitely help pop out the brown eye. And then we're going to go to the other eye with a little Sin, and I'm going to pack it on there. And by packing the eyeshadow on the lid, you get a better color payoff instead of just smearing it on like this. I find if I pack it on there, I definitely get, like I said, a better color payoff. I'm going to go back to this one and just add a little more. And then what I like to do is I like to take that color and I drag it down just underneath. And I'll do that on the other side too. The next color that I'm going to use on my eyes, a lot of people I've been noticing on tutorials are using a brown to try to do like a transition color in the crease. I don't even go that route. I just think that adding brown for me is, I don't know, it doesn't work. Okay, so here in this Naked palette again, I'm going to dip into the color Toasted, which is a pinkish purple. I'm going to get a lot of color on there. Tap it off. And we're going to go in. Let's zoom in. Okay, we're going to go into the crease area with Toasted. Now I like to make circles and then do the windshield wiper motion. Circle, windshield wiper. Circle, windshield wiper. This helps blow out the color a little bit. Instead of focusing it in one spot, I like to bring it up to the bone a little bit here, up to the top. And then it gives you a little bit of dimension. I'm going to go to the other eye. Same thing, dipped it in the color. Circle, windshield wiper. And again, circle, windshield wiper. Circle. And there we go. There's not that much of a graduation in color. It's just very faint. And the reason I like that is I like that slow graduation. So, anyway. Alright, so now we're going to work on a little deeper color of purple. And for that, I don't know, I have this Coastal Scents palette. It's got 88 colors in it. You can buy it online. It's really cheap. And here's what it looks like. It's got 88 colors. So, what I like to do is, again, with the same MAC brush, you don't even have to clean it off. I like to go in with some of these purples. The fourth one down, if you have the palette, I dig it into that a little bit. And go to work. So, once again, circle, windshield wiper, circle, windshield wiper. This gives you a little bit of a brighter purple on top of that Urban Decay Toasted, which is a little more muted. So, right now, yep, it looks like I got punched in the eye, but it doesn't look like that for the finished product, I promise. Alright, so let's go to the other side. So we're going to do circles, and we're going to do the windshield wiper. And circles, and windshield wiper. So there's that. So you can see a little bit of graduation in color. Okay, we're going to go back to the 88 palette. And I go down to this darker purple. It's pretty much pan has been hit, but I love it. This is the darkest one in the palette as far as purple goes. We're going to stay in that same area again, but we're just going to stay a little bit below the crease, and we're going to add this dark purple right in the corner. And I'm really not going to go windshield wiper on the whole entire eye, just maintaining more or less the outer V area. And that's what that looks like. So we're getting there. We're getting there, we're getting there. I promise it's not going to look drag queenish. Okay, so we're going to start on this eye. Same thing. Circle and a little bit of windshield wiper, but we're staying in the outer V. And this is just going to create some depth and dimension to the eye. Okay, there we have it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I don't know if you can tell. It looks a little wonky right now, but trust me, it's going to get better when we blend out. So, let's see. Alright. We're going to put the 88 palette away. And I'm going to take, let's see, what brush am I going to take? The original one that I started off with the flat shader brush here. I know I have the eyeshadow on it already. So I'm going to just dab it on a paper towel a little bit, get it cleaned up. And then I'm just going to go under the lid, and I'm just going to there's nothing on the brush, I'm just going to blend that top part out. So we don't have any harsh lines. We'll go to the other side. We'll do that. We'll blend it out. no harsh lines. Okay, next thing. Definitely need one of these. It's a tiny little e.l.f. angle brush. This thing is great. It was $1 in the store. And what I like to do with that is go back to my 88 cent. Can you believe I just said that? The 88, hold on, I can't think. The Coastal Scents 88 color eyeshadow palette. This thing. I've had this thing for like 3 years already. And look at it, I still have a ton of colors. I'm telling you, it's so worth it. Go to coastalscents.com and pick yourself up one of these if you don't have one. Okay, so the flat shader brush, I'm going in with that original purple, the 4th one down from the top. And here's where it gets really cool. Let me zoom in. All right, so here's what I do. I go under the eye and I just pat, 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 pat. I join the color in the corner and I bring it in. Not all the way. I go in about like a little bit more than half. 3/4 of the way in. Gosh, I'm sorry if I'm like killing this camera angle here, but alright, so that's that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. And I'm going to move over so you can see. And I go in 3/4 of the way. The bottom part joined with this, and the bottom part of the eye joined with this. I know right now, again, it looks like I got punched in the eyes and I'm bruised up. It's not gonna stay that way. Okay, so my purples are done. Next thing I like to do is, this is one of my favorite colors as far as blacks go. Black can be such a tricky color. So many different brands make different blacks, and my favorite black I found is this little NARS. It's called Nightbreed. My favorite, most black by far. And here's what it looks like. It's got some shimmer in it, as you can see. Such a great color. All right, so I'm gonna go back in with this Nightbreed, and I'm gonna use my MAC 224 fluffy brush, and I'm gonna just dip it in, just the tip of the brush, right in there. Tap it, get the excess off, and we're gonna go into the corner here. We're gonna do a little tiny circle and just bring it in just a little bit. Not a lot, because we don't want it to go across the whole eye. We're not crease cutting, we're just staying on the outer V. And that totally adds dimension to the eye. Now, you see how I got some fallout here? Piece of cake to fix. Little e.l.f. kabuki. Get rid of that. It's gone, but the camera's picking up a little bit of darkness. But you see that? Let me zoom in so you can see. Okay, I'm gonna blend it out a little bit with my MAC brush, so here goes. Check it out. This is cool. So you're gonna just hold your, I know you're not supposed to pull your eye. I do. Sorry. Sue me. I don't know. So I'm gonna circle it and then windshield wiper. Circle, windshield wiper. And this will blend it out really nicely, and it'll definitely create dimension in the corner of your eye. So there we go. So now you can see how a little bit goes underneath. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect that with that angle brush that we did the purple with. But let me go to the next eye and show you that. So I'm going to dip it into that Nightbreed again. I'm going to tap it out. And we're going to go in to the corner here and do the same thing as we did on the other eye. We're going to make that outer V area defined. And it's a circle motion. Circle, windshield wiper. Once again. Okay, so it's pretty good on both sides. Now we're going to connect the bottom. So with that little e.l.f. angle brush, I'm going to dip that into Nightbreed by NARS, and I'm going to connect. So let's zoom in. Here we go. Zooming in, we are going to take it and we're just going to connect just on the lash line, just a little bit. I don't go nuts. Just a little bit. You want to have that purple showing through. So that's why I do just a little bit. So we're gonna go to the other eye. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna stay on that lash line. And we're just gonna go in just a little bit, just till you hit the iris of your eye. And then, let me pull out. Okay, so I have the black just a little bit underneath. I take that fluffy brush and I just blend it out. And I do the same thing on this side. Okay, so there's that so far. Now, you can see a little bit of color underneath that fell out from the Nightbreed. Again, that's easy to fix. The Kabuki brush, if you dip it back into the Studio Fix, just a little bit, blow it off, blend that all out underneath. Definitely gets rid of it. And it's gone. Okay, so the next thing I do is I like to line my eyes. I like to use the Maybelline Line Stiletto. It's a liquid liner. And you shake it up. And I'm going to line the eye. Here we go. Let's show you how we do that. Hope you guys can see good. Let me see if I can tip it down a little bit. Is that better? Oh, okay. Here we go. So what I do is, I start in the center of my eye. I make the line, tracing my eye, and then I go really close on the inner corner here. And I bring it to connect. And then I pull it out. Now, to make the wing, can you guys see good? Let me turn a little bit. All done. To make the wing of my eye, hold on. To make the wing of my eye, I do a little wing like that. And you see what I did? And then I connect the bottom up. Now I have this little triangle. I don't know if you can see good. I'm hoping you can. And see that little triangle there? I'm going to color it in. So I'm going to color it in with this liquid. And then I'm going to fill it in a little bit better to define it. And there you have the cat eye. Let me see if you pull back a little. Okay. I'm going to do it again on the other side. And I'm going to go in, line the eye. Again, make that little triangle area, and then just color it in. Hold on, I gotta dip a little bit more. So we're gonna dip, shake, color it in. I've tried pretty much every liquid eyeliner known to man, and I'll be honest with you, this one's my favorite. It, to me, is the blackest. And it goes on the easiest. You can literally just... Okay, so as you can see, they're not very even. Pretty easy situation to fix. I'm just going to go back here. And I'm going to make that cat eye wing a little bit larger. And I'm going to fill it in. And again, still not even. But that's okay. We got it covered, guys. We're going to fix that. We're going to make the cat eye a little bit more pronounced. We're going to bring it in. Just like that. Piece of cake. Still doesn't look even. Try it again. All right, we're looking a little bit better now. Okay. Now we're gonna work on contouring and, oy, I am so sorry, I'm such a mess. Okay, so here we go. So here's the eye. See? Now, I like to sometimes put a little bit of highlight under the brow, so we're gonna do that. Let's do that. For that, go back to your Naked palette. I'm going to take the other side of the flat shader brush that we used before, and we're going to go in with Virgin, which is the palest pink they have. We're going to go right under the brow bone, just a little bit, just to add a little highlight, and I'm going to drag it down. There. I'm going to do that to the other eye. We're going to put it under there, and we're going to drag it down. That helps blend it out a little bit. You can use your finger to just blend it in. And there you have it. Okay, so before we do the contouring of the face, I want to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. I never go out of the house without doing this. Just, I think it makes your eyes totally completed when you work on your eyebrows. So I take a little spoolie here and I just comb them out. I'll do the other side. The reason I like to comb them out is it definitely shapes the eyebrow a little bit, and it gives you that little arch that you need. And for this application, I like to use, this is just an Essence of Beauty brush. Again, it's one of those little angled brushes. And to fill in my eyebrows, I use the NYX powder. This is in color neutral. It's just a neutral brown color. And I like to dip it in, blow it off, and fill in the brows. So I start, let's see, I'll do this eyebrow first. So I start here on the inside. Definitely makes a difference. And I'm going to show you after I finish this one, the difference that it makes as opposed to the other side. So, see how it's more pronounced of an eyebrow? If it looks too much, you can comb it out after you put the powder on. Okay, now look at the difference when I zoom out. See the difference? Which eye do you look at first? That one. Okay, so I'm going to fill in the other eyebrow with the same powder. Here we go. Let's do that. So we start here on the inside. We go over. And you're pretty much just tracing it. But it definitely helps define them. You comb it in a little bit. Okay. And there you go. So then the next thing I do is set it with an eyebrow gel, which I didn't bring to this specific area to show you. Silly me. So we're not going to use the eyebrow gel today. Okay, let's move on. Contour. So like I said, I have pretty much an olive skin tone. So there's times I just want to cut good definition, and then there's other times I just want to look like I'm tan. First thing I always go for is my NYX matte bronzer. This is in deep tan. Looks like this. And for that, I usually start off with, let's see, which is the brush? This is a good one. This is the MAC 109. It's this little fluffy thing. Perfect for this. So I'm going to just dip it in here, tap it off. Now, you want to show some good definition. I don't really have huge high cheekbones, so what I do is I look at my ear, at the top of the ear to the top of the lip here. That's the area, the hollow of your cheek. So the cheekbone is up here, so you want to put the bronzer down right in there. So I'm going to start at the top of my ear here, and I'm going to go like that. You could do this. I don't necessarily find like that helps me at all, so here we go. Sometimes I dab it in like this. I stipple it. Okay? I don't know if you can see, but it definitely creates that shadow so that it looks like you have a little bit of a cheekbone there. So I'm going to start the other side. And again, I'm going to go the top of the ear toward the mouth. Here's the hollow. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to stipple it a little bit. There you go. So you can definitely see it gives some. Now this one looks like I brought it in a little farther than this one, so I'm going to add a little more. Okay. The e.l.f. Kabuki I used to buff it out a little bit. Okay. So there you have that. Definitely gives you some dimension to the face. Now, here's a trick that I love to use, and everybody always says to me, how come you're so tan? Were you just away? And nope, it's this stuff, Milani. This is the best. This is baked bronzer, and the color is golden. I take this little e.l.f. Kabuki brush, I dab it into here, and I literally put it all over my face. So here's what I do. Dabbing it in, shaking it, and here we go. I literally just dab it on. All over where I just did. My nose, my neck, I bring it down. Everywhere. Definitely gives you some of that golden color to your skin. And you can still see that I still have a little bit of that definition here. Right? Okay. So now I look tan. Definitely love it on the forehead. All right, the camera's showing it to be a little bit vavoom orange. In real life, it's really not. So give it a try. Check it out. So now here's the next part of this. This is, I think this is one of the most important steps. After you contour, you have to add a color of blush to the top of the cheek. So I'm going to use a clean MAC 109. Same as that I used for here. Different brush. Unless you have the same one, feel free to use it, but I have two. So I'm just going to stipple some color on here. And for that, I'm going to use NYX blush. And the color is Mocha. It's a pinkish brown. Here's what it looks like on the brush. Obviously way, way, way too much. Tap it. Get most of it off. See what it looks like now? You can hardly tell that it's on there. But it is. And I'm going to go in. I'm not going to go below this. I'm just going to stick right on top. So here we go. Okay, so it gave a little bit of color, and then you still have the contour underneath. See? And we'll do that on the other side. All right. I blow a lot of it off, and I still bring some around to the top. Just a little bit. Okay. Done with that. Now, one of the biggest things that I've been noticing on makeup tutorials is people are using highlights. I'm not a big, huge highlight type person, but I do like to add just a little bit on the top, definitely to help pop the cheekbones out. And one of the favorite products that I use to do this with is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Looks like this. And I use the color Soft and Gentle. A lot of people use a brush. I'm going to show you one side with a brush and the other side with my finger. So brush wise, here's the e.l.f. fan brush. This thing's great. It's very thin. You can put some of the mineralized skin finish right on it, like so. And just fan it right on the top of your cheekbone, so right about there. And then I like to bring a little bit above my eyebrow. So like a C kind of thing. See how it gives a little bit of pop? A little bit vivid, so I'll blend it out a little bit with that kabuki. So it just gives you enough to add a little bit of pop And on this side, I told you I was going to use my finger. So for that, I just stick it on. The brush definitely is better. And then I take that kabuki, buff it out a little bit. And there you have it. Wow, this camera's really making it look like I have like glow-in-the-dark face here. Alright guys, in real life it does not look like this. I don't know why it's so boom in your face, but maybe if I go a little closer. See how you don't really notice it that much. It's not crazy. Alright, so we need to work on mascara, so the eyelashes. Here we go. This is probably the best eyelash curler I've ever bought. I've bought drugstore brands, I've bought designer brands, labels, whatever. This one's by Tarte. It's got this Aerogun, I can't talk today. It's good for your hands. How about that? If you have arthritis, if you're old, if you're young, it's just easier to hold. It's ergonomically acceptable. Let's just say that. Anyway, I usually heat it up with a blow dryer. This way it gets really hot. I let it cool for a little bit and then I go in and do the eyelashes. But I didn't bring my blow dryer down here. So let's zoom in. And I'm going to show you how I curl my eyelashes. So what I do is close my eye, you get it on there, push in, and I close. Alright, we all know how to do this, so I'm going to sit here and squeeze it for a couple seconds. While I'm holding this, I want to tell you, I have the worst eyelashes known to man. They're straight, they're flat, they're just like impossible to hold a curl. So again, this is why I like to use my eyelash curler with a blow dryer, because like a curling iron, your eyelashes are hair. So with a curling iron, you know, it heats up, you use it to curl your hair. You do the same thing with this eyelash curler. You heat it up, you put it on your eyelashes, and it definitely helps to hold a curl. The second thing that helps to hold the curl is waterproof mascara. This one is the Voluminous Million Lashes. And so I'm going to go in. Let's zoom in again. Too far. Okay, so I'm going to go do my eyelashes now. Let's see. Go in there. The waterproof mascara. And by not heating it up, I'm not going to get the best curl on it, guys. But if you definitely have straight eyelashes like I do, you will definitely want to heat it up. But to save some time, I'm not going to do that part. I'm just going to do it as best as I can without heating it up. Definitely don't look wonderful this way. I definitely prefer to heat it up because then I get more of a curl, but here's what it looks like. See, you can't even see my eyelashes. Ugh, I wish I had long curly eyelashes. Alright, so let's do the other side. Here we go. And that's it. I just hold it on there for a couple seconds. Alright, so here we go. Some mascara on this eye. Alright, and I'm going to do underneath. All I do is take the tip of it and I go back and forth. Oh, I just got some black under there. Ah! It's alright, we can fix that. On the other side. Why do all of us go like this when we're putting on mascara? I do that all the time and I'm thinking to myself, why am I making that funny face? It just helps stretch the eye a little bit, right? Okay, a little more. A little more. This side. So there you have it, guys. That's my purple smoky eye eyeshadow look. It's probably the one that I get the most comments on. I could wear this with anything, a black shirt, purple shirt, white shirt, and pretty much everybody throughout the day, all right, not everybody, a lot of people will come up to me and say, oh my God, I love your eye color. What shadows did you use? What is it? I have a couple of subscribers that have asked me on 2 videos what colors of the eyeshadow have I used, and this is the exact same thing. So it's pretty much it, guys. Self-explanatory. 3 shades of purple, some black, and some eyeliner. So for lipstick, here we go. I have a million different colors, and I always stick to the nudes. It's just great when you have a dark, kind of a dark smoky eye like this, to do something nude on the lips. One of the most favorite lip liners I have is this MAC one, and it's in the color Electra. There it is, Electra. Okay, it's definitely dull, but it's gonna have to work because I don't have my sharpener with me. So here we go. So we're gonna line the lips. The bottom's lined, top. Now, this is the next part to my trick here. I use Electra, and then I go back in on top of it with, this is Cheapy Weepy. This I buy at Walgreens. It's by Jordana, and this is in Rockin' Rose. I don't know if you could see it, but check this one out. You don't even have to, hold on. You don't even have to sharpen it. It twists. Look, you can just twist the bottom. See how it comes up and down? All right, this color's awesome. I go on top of it with this color here. And okay, now that looks ridiculous. But you fill it in a little bit just in the corners and this corner, and then up here, and then on the other side, just on the corners. So you're leaving all of this and all of this without any color. The reason I do that is because it's shaded in here. So when you put the color on top, especially in the areas that you didn't fill in, it's gonna make your lips look fuller. Oh, and another trick I forgot to show you. Okay, wait. So remember the color I used for the eyebrows? I literally take what's ever left on this brush. It's not much. Look, I'll show you on the back of my hand. There's not much there. If you go right under the lip here with that color, when I put the lipstick on it and I buff that out, it's going to make me look like I have a pouty lip. Watch, I'll show you what I'm saying. So one of my favorite all-time lipsticks is MAC Honey Love. Neutral shade. Put it right on top. There's the color. On top of that, everybody's favorite, MAC Myth. So we're going to put Myth right in the center here and on the center of the top. Not bringing it on the inner corners here. See? Okay. On top of that, I have 2 MAC lip glasses that are my favorite. One is more on the pinky side, this one on the top. That one is called Snob. Snob is a really cool color. The next one that I have is called Underage. Underage is more of a pinky nude. Sorry, more of a peachy nude. So I think I'm going to use the Underage. So Underage, it's got a little doe foot. If you could see that. Maybe you'll see it better on my shirt. A little doe foot applicator, so you just, again, I don't go to the outside. I just stay on the inside. And there you have it. A nice nude lip. That's pretty much it, guys. So here's the eye look. the lips. It's kind of weird doing that in the mirror here, but that's pretty much the look. So, with all of that, I take my comb and I fix my hair here, just brushing it out, making it look a little bit more presentable. And there you have it. There's my phone. So anyway, I'm going to go grab the phone, and I hope you guys loved this makeup tutorial, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.